Introverted shy guys, how did you meet your girlfriend? Shy guys don't meet GFS. We hang around and one finds us and takes us in like a stray. In a cafe, she came up to me and asked if she can sit in front of me. The cafe had almost no seats left. She asked my best friend why I hadn't asked her out yet, and he in turn asked me. Actually, it's a bit of a funny story. I met my girlfriend at a bookstore of all places. I was browsing through the shelves, lost in my own world, when I accidentally bumped into her while reaching for a book. I was so embarrassed, I could barely mumble an apology. But she just smiled and struck up a conversation about the book I was holding. Turns out, we had similar taste in literature, and we ended up chatting for hours. It was the first time I felt truly comfortable opening up to someone, and before I knew it, we were exchanging numbers. From that chance encounter, a beautiful relationship blossomed, proving that sometimes, love finds you when you least expect it, even if you're a bit shy or introverted. We got put into the same room by our extroverted friends, and given a drink. We immediately started competing for the attention of the same cat. I'm single now, but the only one I had. I met her in a video game. I was playing this game with classmates and they had invited random people to play with us. Then one day one of my classmates got his own apartment and invited everyone playing the game to a housewarming party. She lived abroad but still came because she liked me and used the party as an excuse to meet me. We stayed together 10 years. Been alone since then. I met my wife at the dentist. She was my very attractive dental hygienist. The first time meeting her during my cleaning, she told me she recently moved to the city and didn't know many people. She said she loved working out, skiing and spending time with her family, all things I enjoy. She also had a very similar sense of humor to myself. I left our first meeting head over heels but didn't want to ask her out. I'm fairly shy. The second meeting we chatted for a while she cleaned my teeth. At the end of the appointment I mustered up the courage and asked if she'd like to hang out sometime. She told me she would, but she recently started seeing someone. I was disappointed. I asked her if she's ever single and wants to go out, let me know, because I thought she was awesome. She said she would. Fast forward appointments 3-4, around 1 year, I come in for my visit. I asked her how life was treating her. She said she's been doing well but recently had more time on her hands, didn't elaborate. I took that as a cue. At the end of my cleaning I asked her out again. She said she'd love to go out with me. On our date she told me that she broke up with her boyfriend and was really happy. I picked up her hint, not allowed to ask out patience. That was 18 years ago. We're married for 15. She's still cleaning my teeth. I make the same joke the night before every appointment. I've got a date with a smoking hot dental hygienist tomorrow. She hits me with the side eye and says, "I'm going to polish you so hard tomorrow." Upside down face. We met at a friend's house. I hung around there a lot because some of my friends lived there and we would just get wrecked there all day. She kept showing up. 4 days later, presumably bored of waiting, she dragged me up to a free bedroom. It was a student house with free rooms that were unlocked depending on how many were occupying it that year. 14 years later, still happy as we were that day. She was a childhood friend. We met really young at a beach travel when my mother invited a friend and her family. We grew up liking each other and started dating in middle school. We're neither a couple nor friends anymore, so I guess I'm still single and introverted. We studied together. She found a meme, sent it to me and we started talking. We worked at the same summer job in college. I got home from closing up the restaurant I worked at, and all my roommates, college, had finished their pregame and had moved on to house parties. There were a few stragglers left who got too fucked up. I was tired and filthy and was about to just go to my room and play video games, but I thought I needed to socialize a bit. I grabbed a beer and headed to the kitchen to see who was alive. I had some freeze pops, so I gave one to everyone still awake. One girl there was stranded at my place as her friend and ride had got hammered in a ploy to force her to socialize. This girl parked herself next to me and we started talking. Both gamers, both introverted. She made me drink the rest of her vodka and took advantage when I got drunk. Anyways, that was like 8 years ago and we are married now. TL, doctor. I gave them a grape freeze pop, Tinder. I was on a few dating apps and went on a few dates. Most girls seemed most interested in how much money I make and a bunch didn't like the fact I let my dog sleep in bed with me or had a motorcycle. This one came over and brought a stuffed pig for my dog. I would have never ever thought I'd meet my wife on Tinder, but best to put yourself out there as much as you can. ESP for us more introverted guys. Remember, it only takes one. Mail order bride magazine. We met on a dating site many years ago. On our first date I was shy and awkward and thought she was way out of my league. But she asked for a second date and we had fun, but I never made a move and thought she was just being friendly. However, we went on a third date and this time we were at her place playing board games, talking and laughing. By this time I just thought we had developed a friendship and was fine with that. When the evening came I said that I should probably go so that she wouldn't be kept up all night. Then she looked me straight in the eyes and said, "You silly boy, can't you see that I'm in love with you?" And now we've been together for 16 years and married 7 years. She asked me for my number. We met in high school. She was in 10th grade, I was in 12th. She was the pretty preppy popular girl, I was in the emo crowd. It was the early aughts and while well liked wasn't popular and was a bit of a loner. We were on our way home from a camp that our school went to for a weekend and I was sitting alone, so she came and sat next to me. We chatted and I made her laugh a bit. We didn't start dating until 4 years later, been married almost 15 years now, met my wife on Twitch, while streaming. I got rated by a bigger streamer and she thought I was cute, so she stayed in stream. She came back in stream over time and we ended up talking through the stream chat. Eventually we became friends on PSN and started playing games together. That led to her visiting from a couple states away. I ended up quit streaming not long after we started dating. We ended up getting married and are expecting in April. Not really sure how all this happened, but yeah. Here I am. Here we are. Smiling face with smiling eyes and rosy cheeks. She asked me if I wanted to hang out, then I met her family, then she made a move on me and kissed me in a train station when I was about to go home and I was fidgeting with my fingers. We met online, and after talking for a few weeks I showed up to her work as she was about to finish her shift and took her out to dinner.